Where am I? Can I read this? Hello? Oh, you know what? Woo, to help me. Look at that, huh? Kind of funny. It would help me if I could read. Good morning, good morning. Here, smiles, everyone smiles. It is Sunday. And check it out. I am coming from outside. Outside the hacienda. I just decided to go outside because it is a beautiful, oh, what a beautiful morning. I got my nice fake plants here because I cannot keep time. I cannot keep my my real plants alive. Good morning, folks who are showing up. Good morning, Marcia. Good morning, Jerry. Good morning, all sorts of people. Good morning, Beth. From one Beth to another Beth. Good morning. Good morning, Marshall. I love my energy too. Here, I bet you have awesome energy as well. Let's do this, shall we? I just went on a walk. Johnny. You'll notice my Boston accent will show up. And I can't, it's funny. This is probably a good thing, is I cannot see myself since I'm outside. Let me just make sure I don't have any friends, as we like to call them. All right, looking good, looking good. Good morning, Robin. Yeah, it's, as we would say, it's wicked nice outside. I, rarely do my TikTok lives outside, but this actually, you know what I did is this might this might resonate with my ADHD folks. Is I moved this table that I have my stuff set up on closer in our patio. We have a very small patio that I'm on. And the reason I did that is because if it's out further, I'm going to be distracted by the people walking their dogs and riding their bikes and all sorts of things. So I said I need to kind of put my blinders on to do this. Good morning, Norma from Houston, Texas. It is beautiful outside where I am. I am in Pennsylvania. This, you know, you've got a friend in Pennsylvania. Isn't that what the old license plates would say? I'm not originally from Pennsylvania. I'm from Massachusetts. My name is Beth. I am Destination Decluttered. I am Destination Decluttered. What is that? I am a decluttering life coach. I'm a person who grew up in a cluttered home, a collectored home, you know. Thank you, Norma. Excuse me. And yeah, I learned through trial and error and training and jobs and things like that, not only how to declutter, like make my house look good on the outside, but also not on the outside like here, like, you know, the surface where your people see it, but also behind doors and drawers. How to, Katie in Indiana, nice to see you. And I am just here to pass along this information to help you. It's kind of like, so, you know, I tend to, these are very spontaneous, like I schedule many of my TikTok lives. So this was scheduled. I said I'd be here at 11 a.m. Eastern, and I am. And if you are on the Destination Decluttered mailing list, you know that, destinationdecluttered.com/join. But the reason I do this is because I feel like I don't have children, but like I'm an auntie. I'm a wicked awesome auntie, if I do say so myself. And all I want to do is save you some decades of what I had to go through to get here with my decluttering of my home and life. I want to save you time so you don't have to learn about it like the hard way. I can give you all the knowledge that I know so you can start today and not only just make space in your home for the stuff that's important to you, but OMG, space in your life, in your calendar. I just did a TikTok video that I'm going to post probably later today about just that type of thing, okay? Yeah, happy mama. Wicked nice here. Humidity was 90% at 7 a.m. Illinois. Ugh, yeah, you know what? It's this time, it's the time of the season, as the zombies would say, right? Albuquerque. I want to go to Albuquerque. I've got that. Let me ask you, Julie McIntyre 505. When's the weather good in Albuquerque? Just if you can post that, that'd be cool. Okay, I love this. So Norma, I'm going to help you really quickly. And this, when I help Norma, I'm going to help everybody. So listen up, y'all. This is how I approach decluttering. Of course, there's the practical tips that do 5 things a day in 20 minutes and set your schedules. And you can't get there until you start here, right? So please, everybody, this is how I coach, and see if this resonates with you. See if you're like, oh, that kind of something to think about. Is I truly believe that when you have a thought in your head, it makes you feel a feeling in your heart. And when you have a feeling in your heart and a thought in your head, you do something with your hands, right? Oh my God, I just said right. You know what? I'm going to do it. I'm taking a treat day from busting myself on my verbal tics, all right? So here's what I mean by that. Norma, you have a thought in your head. You have a story in your head. I'm not judging by saying story. I'm just saying you have words in your head that form a sentence that mean something to you, that cause you to feel a certain way. And when you feel a certain way about your stuff, you're doing a certain thing. Okay? So Norma, you say, I need a lot of help on that. That is a thought. That's a statement. That's a thought in your brain. I need a lot of help on that. I have trauma attachment on everything. Okay? Notice that. That is another thought. I'm not judging. I'm just saying, notice that you have some sentences in your head that are making you feel a certain way, like I need a lot of help. I have trauma. I have attachment to everything. The fun thing about doing these TikTok lives is that all I have to go on to help you are the words you have chosen in your head to communicate this. And when I see certain words like everything and all the time, the drama words, again, I am not judging. I just want to highlight that. I want you to get curious about that. Notice the words you use to describe your home life. And if they aren't the way you want them, you can change them. Okay? So just notice why you are probably stuck decluttering. I was poor when I was little. That is a sentence in your head. Again, I am not judging. And it is hard to get rid of everything. That is another sentence. I think I'm going to need it. All of those sentences are making you feel a certain way that when you go to remove something from your life, all of those sentences come up and probably cause you to say, I can keep this. It's worth something good. Right? Just notice that. And then say, but here's the thing. You can notice that and be like, yeah, and thanks a lot, lady. Here's where I come in. This is what I want to offer. This changed my life. Is to say, on the other hand, get your body moving. You say, that's how it is. That's how what I choose to think. That's what I'm thinking automatically. But I want to say that there is a line drawn down the middle of your brain and your body. On the side where you have the unhelpful thought, it makes you have an unhelpful feeling, and then you do something unhelpful with your hand. You either don't move anything, or you buy more stuff, or the stuff that keeps you in the cycle of clutter. On the other side, though, you guys, you can create a more helpful thought. You know, noticing where your brain is leaving you giving you these clues about what's stopping you will help you get unstuck. So notice, I was poor. Yeah, I was poor when I was little. Yeah, we didn't have a lot of money when I was growing up. My parents even less. Notice how that makes you feel about certain things. And say, okay, I was poor when I was little. How am I doing now? Am I doing okay? Am I doing better than that? Me holding on to things now does not help the little kid I was. If anything, you want to heal that so you feel better and you're not clinging on to stuff. Okay? Please just notice that. When you think a better thought, you feel a better feeling, you do a better thing. If you want to release items from your home, like decrease the quantity of stuff in your home, if you're stuck, this is probably why you're stuck up here. I don't know what to do. Start back here. Back the car up and start up here. So say, you know what? It's okay that I let things go. If I need it, I may need it someday, but I may not. If I need it someday, on that day when I need it, I bet I can borrow one from somebody. Maybe I have something that I can use instead of. You don't need, I want to offer it. I don't think we all need as much stuff as I don't. I am a decluttering life coach. I am a collector. We own a home. It is a small home. We have too much than we actually need, but we are at that right amount. We're not in lack. We're not in too much. We are in just right, just like Goldilocks. So just please, if I just give you anything to think about, and it can be scary. It can be scary to turn your focus inward as opposed to outward, but this is where the change goes, okay? What do we have here? Thank you, Marshall, for saying let's like this live repeatedly. I appreciate that. What else do we have here? Okay. Oh, there we go. October fall is beautiful in New Mexico. Okay, good to know, Julie. Maybe not this October, but maybe next October. Thank you. This October, I've got coaching clients and stuff like that there. This, that, and the other thing I think my husband says my dad used to say. But thank you for that. I appreciate it. I am planning. Here's my life. I love to travel. So already I am blocking in. And maybe you want to do this too, is look ahead in your calendar. What are some things you can, I like to say rough in, like pencil it in. Pencil it in on your calendar. What do you want to do in 2024? What are some things? Already, I think after this thing, I'm going to just put a little note on calendar. October, New Mexico? We could do that. Thank you. Okay, going in rooms today in my home, getting rid of things, and love doing this. Here's what I want to point out. Thank you, Julie, for saying that. What you think, how you feel makes you do something. If you love doing this, you are going to do it more. Saucy Mary is saying, on the other hand, paralyzed with family stuff after cleaning out mom's house. Trust me, I know how traumatic that can be. No lie, it ain't easy. It isn't easy for those people who are policing my grimoire. But just notice that, Saucy Mary, I get it. It isn't easy. It is exhausting on so many levels to go through that stuff, but you did it, and this is what I want to offer to you. I am here for you. Everybody here, this is why I am showing up right now, is for you, not anybody else in your family or your friends or your life, just you. Saucy Mary, I want you to not be paralyzed with family stuff. What I would love for you is for you to have a home that fits you, that it looks like you want it to look, with all the things you want and nothing that you don't. I want you to have a home that makes you feel good, that make you feel nice. You don't feel fat, paralyzed. You can move around in it. You can breathe. It's light and airy and all this. So many things come up often, what we all want about our living spaces. And I want it to function well for you so that you are able to minimize the amount of time that you're spent inside doing the stuff you don't want to do and maximize the time you're out living. That's why I'm a life coach and a decluttering coach. So just notice, you are technically not paralyzed. I know the feeling is overwhelming and it feels like stuck and I can't move. Get out there, move around, move your body. Remind your body you're not moving, you're not paralyzed. You know, there is some stuff you can do. And there's a process you can leave. There's a system. I like to be so freaking practical. Maybe it's because I'm from New England. I like to get into all the stuff here, and then be like, oh, that's cool. But I don't want to stop there. If anything, that's only the beginning. And then we say, okay, about that stuff we just learned, how can we apply that to the real world? Just notice that. Good morning, Sunflower. Nice to see you. Somebody gave me a badge. I think that's nice. I never know what that's stuff. There we go. Yes, okay, memories can be in your head and not the stuff. That helps me. Yes, Julie McIntyre. I believe there are 3 levels. This is how I coach. 3 levels of clutter. Surface, stored, sentimental. Sentimental is the stuff that's the deepest. It's the stuff that tells you the stories. It's and it may be the hardest, the most energy consuming for you to make a decision on. Okay? But it's not, don't ignore it if it's jamming you up. Just want to offer that. Ross Mann, I have 2 extra guest rooms, only used once a year for Christmas. Should I get rid of them? Well, here's an interesting thing, Ross Mann. First of all, the thing I love about, so when I coach people one-on-one and here, I only do it online. I only do it, when I do my one-on-one coaching with people, I do coaching on Zoom. Just a real quick thing, I want to kind of step aside here and do, because I see a bunch of people have signed on. If you've not met me, Beth, Destination Decluttered. If you haven't liked my TikTok page, could you do that? I'm right at the cusp of turning over from a 9 to a 0 on one of my numbers there, and I think it's kind of fun to take a screenshot before and after to show that what I'm doing is needed in the world, because that helps me show up more. So if you want to, if you could like my TikTok page, that would be really nice. All right. What was I going to say? I have 2 extra guest rooms. So here's the interesting thing, Rossman. Only you can decide that, but here's something to think about. Even practically, you can't really get rid of guest rooms. You could transform them into something else. This is an interesting thing to think about. This is one of the things, and pardon me, I'm getting my tea bag out of my iced tea because it's getting all nudgy. Is, what would you like those rooms to be instead? Before you even start to transform it, what do you want it to be instead? What would you rather use it for? This is why if I was in my office, and you will see many of my TikTok videos, I do in my office, I don't even like the word office, my room, I'll just be general, my room, and it will often have a pin on a map here and a pin on a map here. Here you are, here's where you want to go. This is your destination. Your destination. What would you like to use those rooms for? And hell yeah, you live in that house 365 days of the year. It's 365 minus 2 equals 363. 363 days of the year, what would you prefer to use that room for? If you have guests, you can you can have them sleep on a sofa or an arrow bed or a pull-out couch, or you can do the both and. But you live there all the time. This is where I'm here for you. Make your home the way you want it, right? Not on the off chance that you have people over. We started when we moved into this house 18 years ago. My husband and I both crammed ourselves into one room with both of our computers, and so we would have a guest room. Then we realized we didn't have guests as much as we want. Then I took over one room, he took over one room, and we have one to share, and it works. It works. Good morning, German Maid 95. There we go. Sweet Pink Pixie. I inherited big old Spanish Bibles, maybe old wedding gifts. Few pages damaged, trash, donate, Goodwill. It's up to you. It's up to you. If it is too arduous for you, I will say this. If it's too struggly for you to be the person to put it in the trash can, donate it to the Goodwill, and if they don't want it, they're going to put it in the trash can for you. You know, get it out of your home the easiest way you can, okay? There we go. Okay, Rossman, I don't have any plans for my 2 rooms. We don't use them, so let them be. I will say this, please don't fill them up with junk. You know, keep on buying stuff. A lot of people have room in their homes. You think you need space for your stuff, and sometimes too much space just makes the decluttering more challenging because you have more room. That you have so many more rooms. If you keep it small, you have less cluttering to do. Maybe that's why, because we live... Here's a funny thing. When you said get rid of my guest rooms, our house, literally, we could probably easily chop off. If we were able to, if our houses where we could decouple things, I would happily carve off 500 square feet of our home, because our living room, we use it occasionally. We really don't need it, and it's a small home to begin with. I would like to make it into a screened porch. It's not feasible where I live, but notice that oftentimes we don't use all of the space that we have. So sometimes we think, oh, I need a bigger home. I need this, I need that. No, maybe you just might want to look at less stuff. All right, thank you for all the follows, everybody. What else do we have here? Okay, Mama of the Craziness says, I hate clutter, it drives me crazy. Okay, I get it too. I like a certain well-curated maximalist thing that some people do, but at a certain point when it gets to be too cluttery, I do not like it myself. I find clutter, again, this is how I coach. I find clutter to be the stuff in your home that just doesn't do it for you anymore. It's not the good stuff that's just, you know, that's decorated and you like it. The clutter is like the stuff that's in the way. It's like the leaves on your lawn, and I can't even believe it's still summer. It is only the beginning of September, and I cannot believe I just used an autumn reference. It's like clutter is, I don't know, the seaweed on the beach? Something like that, okay? Okay, couple of things. Mama of the Craziness, I start throwing stuff away. If you're throwing it away with intention, that's good. Notice when your emotions, though, get you to do what my ADHD and other clients have called a rage cleaning, where you're not discriminating, you're just pitching everything into the trash. That is one way of getting to decluttered, but it's not probably sustainable, and it probably doesn't feel good. You know what I mean? That you have to get up to that rage point to do it. I don't know if you are, but I just want to mention that. Catherine Torre and Jolene Bell are asking about some of the similar things. What about items that feel too hard to let go, and what do I do about my photographs? And Kim, I will get to what do I do if I have a home business? I'll get to all 3 of those. So notice this. Catherine and Jolene, and probably all of us, have a category of stuff in our homes, in our lives, called sentimental items. These are the things that I would assume Catherine is struggling with, more so than a crock pot. I have a funny crock pot story, okay? Remind me to tell you before noontime. What do I do about my photographs? The things that you struggle with getting rid of not having in your home, are probably sentimental items. Sentimental items. Notice where I'm putting my hand. I technically can't see it. All I see is the reflection of my t-shirt. But here's where your sentimentals, these are where your sentiments live. These are where your feelings are. Your stories and feelings are kind of right here. And just notice that they are not in the item, technically. The item is a reminder of the story. For example, and this isn't really that kind of hard thing to get rid of, but it kind of is. So like this thing right here, this is a souvenir. Like, you know, a disposable souvenir of when we went to New Orleans. We've been there twice, once by ourselves, once with some friends. So when I see this, it reminds me of that. So I've kept it and I'm using it. What I want to suggest to you, though, is first of all, you don't have to get rid of anything. That is up to you. You get to decide what you keep. I'm Gen X, so I'm always using like pop culture references. So as the Clash would say, should I stay or should I go now? Do I want to keep it? Do I want to give it away? That's up to you. But if you're feeling heavy and weighed down and overwhelmed, consider reducing the quantity of these things. So notice that the stories live on in you, not the thing. So if you're thinking you want to get rid of the thing, maybe take a picture of it and write down the story. Maybe take a video only for yourself, the video of it. Hey, here's a video. Make it easy. Use this is the thing I think is so cool. We live in a society and a time of our lives where we can more easily record our thoughts and feelings and capture these things that are ephemeral up here by just doing a quick video. Hey, here's a video of my Portugal mug. I remember coming here when it was something something and we ate here and then we did this, and then you can do that so that you capture the story somewhere, and then you might more easily be able to pass this along. That being said, I will say this. I believe I interact with my digital clutter differently than my physical clutter. I am more a physical clutter declutterer. I am much more cluttered in a way in my own what do you call it? Like online clutter. But here's the difference: is I can somewhat easily find things online more so than in my home, and also it does not impact my everyday. I'm not tripping over stuff. I'm not cramming things in. It doesn't look visually as overwhelming. Okay. Kim is asking, what if we have a home business, please? Okay. What I want to say about that is keep your home business stuff in. Don't let it spread out. Keep it confined into one place so that you can kind of clock out of your own home business and go live in your home. This is a really important thing to me, is to have boundaries. To have boundaries. Now, maybe I am old school, and I remember when I was working in the corporate world, and I am also kind of an ex-punk rocker, new waver, anarchist with like a wicked small a, right? I would hang around with them, but I was more like the, what do I want to say? Like, I was listening to the Smiths as opposed to Crass, right? That being said, what I want to suggest is I really think boundaries are important. So put boundaries on your business. Put boundaries on where you keep your business stuff so that your home does not just turn into it. When you have, Also, just notice the things you need to keep for your business and keep them in one place, easy peasy. I started doing that because I used to struggle with my taxes every year. And it was painful and arduous and unpleasant, and I cried and I beat myself up until I found that every time I got something that I thought was for my taxes, I just put it in one envelope. And now I have that so that next year it's going to be easy. Okay? Summer Reed makes me feel fine. Awesome. Tips for you said decantering. Decluttering kids' rooms. We have 5 girls that share 2 rooms. Okay, get them involved. Teach your children. Teach your children well. Teach your children how to declutter. Teach your children. Decluttering is a life skill. Decluttering is, and this is where I get on my little Brillo box, right? Decluttering is a way of thinking. Decluttering is a process in your head that says, do I want this? What is this thing? Do I want it in my life now or in the future? And if not, where do I put it? If I don't want it, if I want it, where does it go? And if I don't want it, how can I easily get it out of my home? You don't want your kids to be our age and still struggling with this, I believe. So get them involved. Ask them what they want and what they don't want. Make them seem like it's fun, because it is, to make their places look better than it did before. They probably don't want to be in the clutter. If you don't know how to do it yourself, get some help, learn some skills, and teach them. Because when you teach them this, no matter what age they are going to be better human beings on the planet. They are going to be better for themselves. They are going to be better if they have roommates or in a dorm or living by themselves or a mate, because they will clean up after themselves. They will put things away. They will know that things need to be put back in their homes. They will feel better as human beings when they learn these skills. There we go. I love it. Vicky is saying, I am in the process of decluttering right now. Love it. Thank you for mentioning that, because one of the things I want to offer and just let you know about is, and this sounds like it's an infomercial, it's not, because it's free, is I do TikTok lives pretty much every week, except when I'm traveling, but then I will give you an advance notice so you don't get worried and think I've dropped off a cliff, right? Oh, my husband's name's Cliff, but there's that. I download my TikTok lives from TikTok, and I upload them to the Destination Decluttered YouTube channel. I do that per the suggestion of somebody on one of my very early TikTok lives who just asked about that, said, hey, do you put them on, can I watch this later? I don't have time now, but gosh, this sounds really helpful. So it occurred to me, I was like, oh, that sounds like a cool idea. So thank you, whomever it was. And also, thank you everybody who says that, yes, they like that. Because what I have found, what they have told me, what folks have told me, is that it is really helpful to have the recordings of these playing on in the background if I'm not live. If I'm live right now, yeah, please the screen is not going to change. For the next 35 minutes, all you're going to see is me talking and moving my arms around, right? Arms. Listen to me. When I get excited, when I get like impassioned, my Boston accent comes out. I can't believe I just said arms. Anyhow, the screen is not going to change. I also make sure that I will read the questions so you're not missing anything. If you can't get up to declutter, that's okay. But if you can, please use this next half hour. Make your home look better than it does now. In a half an hour, it's going to look better. It's not going to look done, but it's going to better. That's all we're going for. We're not going for perfect. We're not going for really done right away. We're aiming towards done, but we're starting with better. And better, done. And then when you say done, then you've learned habits to keep yourself decluttered. So just wanted to offer that. Destination Decluttered. What is it? On YouTube, I have a Destination Decluttered Instagram and Facebook channel. I really only have those, though, because there are some people who aren't on TikTok, and they would probably benefit from just knowing about me. So if you know somebody who is cluttered and they're on TikTok, share me. If they're not on TikTok, Destination Decluttered on Instagram, Destination Decluttered on Facebook, Destination Decluttered on YouTube, Destination Decluttered mailing list for free. I am telling you, you guys. Here's a great thing about decluttering. There we go. A wonderful thing about decluttering I need to share from my own life experiences. When you declutter your home and your thoughts, and you have a way of doing that, what you do, and this is going to get a little bit, I'm riffing here, you get more space in your brain for quiet, for doing the things you want to do. And also, I feel like it kind of like, when there's a sponge that's all hard and whatever, your brain kind of opens up and you have ideas. You can listen for the good ideas. And I will tell you, I am playing around with the idea of doing like a group coaching thing, like a group coaching package at the beginning of the new year. See, notice how I set up top thread, how I was like already planning what I'm doing for my next year. And I want to do this, and I need to schedule it around my travels. So I'm thinking of doing this. I'm saying this to you now because the only people who are going to know about this and get first dibs are going to be the people on the Destination Decluttered email mailing list, because the first time I do it is going to be a beta test. It's going to be a lower price point than when I do it publicly. And so funny. I said I moved my my table so I wouldn't get distracted, but somebody was just slowly rolling across my I was like, is that somebody we know who's going to, again, focus. So I got my blinders on. Destination Decluttered email mailing list. DestinationDecluttered.com/join. Always the good things. There's a monthly Zoom I do. All these kind of cool things. There we go. BBG, happy to be here. Just subscribe to my YouTube. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. I'm scrolling back here, and let me see. Oh, thank you for liking my background. Yeah, it's really nice outside. There we go. My entire life is cluttered, including my mind. Theme, I am an angel. Must be talking to an angel. I just heard that song. Annie Lennox, she's awesome. Okay. I also love this. Can I just offer to you right now, and I want to say thank you, because Erin, I see you, and KK Bell. I love it when I do these TikTok lives, because you know what happens? Boom. Immediately, a wicked awesome community of people comes together. We're all struggling with clutter. We're all at a certain point in our journey as far as clutter goes. But you know what? Even if you are struggling with your clutter, you may have a tip or an idea or suggestion that can help somebody else. Erin just did that to KK Bell with saying, Facebook Marketplace, time is too precious to have garage sales. Exactly. Your time is precious. Time is the only thing you cannot get more of. Make the most of your time you have here. There we go. Okay, Mom of the Craziness, I feel if you don't use it, get rid of it, don't need it. Yep, notice how you feel that way, you think that way, you feel like that, it's easy to get rid of. Okay, Joy Original says, as a creative person, I have so many supplies I will get back to, but then take up space and money. And here's the thing too, notice that as a creative person, and commit to yourself to start using, play with your toys. Everybody, use the stuff you have already in your home. If you think you're going to do like a creative project, make a plan to use those things. Give yourself an opportunity to be the person you want to be. You want to be the person who makes that quilt. You want to be a person that makes that collage. You want to be a person that does that craft. You have this. You have the stuff. Make the time in your life and start being that person. Okay. Andrea J is saying, adult children's childhood belongings, fill my garage, 27 and 24. How long do I store everything? Well, you know what? Here's what I say. Get them involved. You're storing them for them. Do they want it at all? The younger generations may not want as much stuff as we are saving for them. We think we're being nice by saving it for them, but sometimes, as we know, it can feel heavy. Somebody said, totally feeling heavy, trying to declutter and organize slowly, Janet D., right? It can feel heavy to have a lot of this stuff, right? Get them involved. They are 27 and 24. They ain't babies no more, right? Have them make a decision about the things, and then if they live out of your home, have them bring it to their house. How's that? Oh, funny. Thien says, I grew up in a house of clutter. I think it gives me comfort, but it actually drives me nuts. Yeah, I grew up in a home of clutter. Same thing. And it never gave me comfort. I mean, I have learned to find comfort in I was taught to accumulate. Now I have been taught to myself that doesn't really work. It actually makes things worse for me. So I have decluttered, but I'm not minimalist. But I have just the right amount of stuff in my house, in our house, for us. Not too little, not too much, just right. Just like Goldilocks. Right, there we go. Love it, love it, love it. Good things, good stuff. Okay, also in a huge purge of decluttering. Oops, I hit the wrong button. I apologize that. Yeah, notice that. Out-of-state kids, they never want to take stuff. You know what? They have already made a decision they don't want it. Notice that. Everybody, notice ourselves. Notice the things you are not using in your home, in your storage. You have already made a level 1 decision that you don't want it because you're not using it. If they wanted it, they would take it. I would offer to them to say, hey, set a timeline, create a boundary, and say, hey, I don't want my home to be like this anymore. I don't want to be free M&D storage. I have been this way for a while. I don't want to be this way now or in the future, so I'm going to give you a time frame to come and get your stuff. And if you don't want your stuff, I'm donating it somewhere. As easy as that. Start it. Start the process. Thank you for all the lives. I use your lives as a body double, says Jessica Hirsch. I love that. That's my ADHD, folks. Do what you can with the brain you have to get you to the destination you want. Everybody. All of our brains are different. Find things, find tools that work for you. Create a custom system. Customize a system that works for you to get the results you want in the time you want. Okay. What else do we have here? Oh, see? Interesting. The more I have, the less I even use. I feel attached to everything I own. I bet there's some stuff you don't feel attached to, though. I wanna kind of challenge that in a very nice, loving way. I bet there's some stuff that you don't feel as attached to. Why don't you start with that stuff? Start with the easy stuff. People do not start. If you want to make it more, seriously, if you want to make it more difficult for yourself, go right ahead. Start with the most difficult things, which is the stuff that you care about the most. Yeah, do that. Let me know how it works. Why I teach this surface stored sentimental is to get yourself practicing making a decision about what you want in your life at a very low energy, low emotion level. And then you get deeper and deeper, but then by the time you're deep, you have practice in making those decisions. There we go. I love it. German Maid 95 says, every time you're live, I listen as I finish my morning routine. Helps my ADHD brain stay focused. I am happy to help with that. I'm happy to help with that because ADHD runs in my family. Hoarding, collecting, all the things run through my family. I am affected by it too. My brain works in a certain way as well. I love that I can help with what I do. That means a lot. So thank you. Oops. Somebody says they're doing one things. I have too many kids in college. Some at home, some away. I can't give it to them until later. Okay, but actually, here's the cool thing. User 1963 plus infinity. You can have that conversation with them. And I say this to folks who I'm a generation that I have older people in my life, not as many as there used to be, pretty much like my mom. But then also I've got nieces and nephew. You don't have to move the stuff right now, but make a decision. Have them make a decision and make a plan. I say this because I was on the phone the other day. I'm helping my mother long distance with her stuff, and having a plan in place, knowing that you already have a plan in place, gives you that peace of mind to not have to be freaking out about it. So you can't give it to them until later, but have that conversation. Next time they come over, ask them what they want and what they don't want. Have them start to think about that, knowing that it's not going to be there for forever. Okay? There we go. Oh gosh, it's already 11:35. What are we at? Okay. Cricket. My family all have ADHD and are very out of sight, out of mind, but my anxiety needs zero visual clutter. This is how I think about this. I totally get the concept of out of sight, out of mind. But what I would love for you to do, Cricket, and everybody who has ADHD and may think I need it in front of me so I remember it's there. I am just curious because I don't live in your house and I don't live in your head. What I would love for you to do is to look for evidence. I'm all about evidence. I'm like a little cute little Perry Mason, because it's such a good theme song, the old Perry Mason. Anyhow, look for evidence in your life of where things are out of sight, but not out of mind. Notice that. I would like to think, I don't know, that you have things in your home that are out of sight, but you know where they are. And when you look for evidence of that, that will show to you that your brain can find things when you put them away. What you need to do in order to do that, though, is put them away in a place that makes sense for your brain. And practice doing that, putting things away and then taking them out and putting them away. There's a difference between putting something in an obvious place as a visual reminder to take an action. That's different than storing something. Notice that difference and look for evidence of where you have things, as I like to say with stored clutter, in a drawer or behind a door where you know it's there. I know where my drinking glasses are. I know where my silverware is. I know where my t-shirts are in my drawer. I know that my stuff is hanging in my closet. I know what's out in the garage, right? Just notice that. Okay, Cricket 2, please, I come from a place of curiosity and love. Finding a happy medium feels impossible. Feels impossible. When you think to yourself, it is impossible to find a happy medium, you're not probably going to find it because you're like, this is impossible. Why would I even go look for a happy medium? Because it's not even there. It's impossible. Notice that you have a thought that makes you feel a certain way, and you feel a certain way, you get stuck. On the other hand, you can find a happy medium. Maybe not the perfect happy. You can feel better about the amount of stuff that you have visually and the amount of stuff that you have stored away. And you and your family can create new habits. You can practice going to find things behind doors and drawers. You can do that. And when you think, the easiest, I will give you, like, when I say a better thought, there's like two that I think are kind of a nice, kind of so general that are going to make you feel better and you do better. I can do this, or I can figure this out. And I'm going to try. I'm going to try to figure this out. I'm going to figure this out. Notice that. Just saying I can versus I can't gives you a feeling of opportunity in your body, and you're going to be like, I don't know, I'm going to try it. I'm going to figure it out. Give it a shot. Give it a shot, Johnny. Yes, you do hear wind chimes. Yes, it's kind of breezy here. It's a lovely day. Lovely day. Lovely day. Because I am outside. There we go. I love it. Jessica Hirsch says, yes, you keep me grounded in the room you're in while I work. I don't trail all over the house. Oh my gosh, my ADHD people. Anybody, again, this is where I am a total Gen Xer. So does anybody remember that, like, Family Circus magazine? Or not magazine, like on the Sunday paper would be like, why did it take Tommy so long to get back from the store? And it was like the little dotted line, right? And yeah, that's my ADHD people. Practice focusing. Practice focusing. I know it's not easy, but if you practice it, you're going to get better. Practice saying, okay, for 20 minutes, like right now it's 11:39, I'm signing off in 21 minutes, and I can tell I've got a whole afternoon of fun because you keep on seeing me flick away these awesome emails that are coming from my friends, oh, I love my friends. Anyhow, I'm going to be here for the next 21 minutes. How about this, everybody? I'm here. Consider the time that I am here as a timer set for you. Say to yourself, for the next 20 minutes while I'm listening to Destination Decluttered on TikTok, I'm going to put down whatever I'm looking at. I'm going to stay in the one room I am, and just for 20 minutes, I'm going to see what I can declutter. I'm going to start with the easy stuff. I'm going to start with the surface clutter, the stuff that just isn't away. Now, I will say this, stay in this one room. Practice staying in one room for 20 minutes. And if you, this is where I like to make it fun. If you have stuff that belongs in another room, do not leave the room. You can leave after 20 minutes. When I sign off, you're allowed to leave, but pretend like an invisible force field went down over the doors and you can't go there. So if you have things that go into other rooms, put them closer to the door, but don't leave. Practice, practice, practice. Little bit at a time. That's how it gets good. Okay? The only thing my kids go looking for is snacks and candy. I look for them too, but they're never here. There we go. Theen says, wait, I'm new here. Are you on YouTube or is this your preferred platform? This is my preferred platform, actually, Theen. This is where I have met pretty much every single one of my most recent clients. I do one-on-one coaching, just so you know. If you're interested in that, you can get on my website, destinationdecluttered.com. There's a calendar, get a consultation, all that. So yeah, the only time I'm really on YouTube is when I download these recordings and upload them there. Notice what I'm doing. I am strategic about where I spend my time. I want you to be that way too. I want you to spend your time doing the things you love to do the most. And if I do it this way, I can spend the most time with the people that interact with me the most, then I have time to then sign off and go play with my friends this afternoon, right? Notice. Yay, TikTok is the best for us, Beth. Yes, it is. You know what? So this is what I learned. It's all a big experiment, you guys. This decluttering, getting to know what works for you, what doesn't. Think of life, think of all these things as a biz experience, Okay, there you go. Somebody said I broke my foot and toe. Oh, God, I did that once. So only paperwork for me. You know what's great about that is that paperwork tends to jam people up. I think my husband's going to be blow drying his hair in a minute. Yes, I have found. So here's my journey. I will offer this, and you will see if you scroll way back to when I started on TikTok. I didn't know what I was doing. I still don't know what I'm doing, but I don't care because it's kind of fun. I like that. Like I'm going to experiment with something. And what I've noticed is that I get more engagement. It's more fun for me to show up. My clients come from TikTok. I showed up on Instagram and Facebook just because I know not everybody's on TikTok. So I do repost some videos there. But I love showing up here because this is so much more fun, isn't it? Don't you think it? Okay. Okay, Blue Sky Nanny's got some things. I cannot bear clutter, but adult daughter could live in a dumpster and be fine. That's good. Let her live in a dumpster. That's not you. That's her. Gail Hargis says, I hate folding clothes and putting them away. My biggest clutter is piles of clothes. Notice the word hate. Everybody, notice the word hate. Why do you hate it? Does it really? Hate is such a strong word. Your poor little clothes, all they're trying to do is cover your naked body. They're nice and clean. They just want to make you look good and feel good. It can be boring. Yeah, it can be mundane. Yeah, but hate? Ask yourself what you hate about your folding of your clothes. Just ask yourself that and say, does it really deserve the hate? My poor little clothes. My poor little t-shirts. They're just trying to help me. This is where I get silly about it, but it's true. So maybe it's not hate. Maybe you're bored. Set a timer for 20 minutes right now. Gail, I'm like, this is me. I'm like, Gail, you get 17 minutes. Why don't you go fold some clothes and realize you can do it. You can do it, and it's not really a hateful thing. I mean, if a hateful thing is like something bad, like pulling teeth, There we go. I would look to declutter, says Amanda Lynn. Then do it. I struggle with depression and anxiety, and it's been difficult. It has been difficult in the past. It doesn't have to be difficult now. The way I approach it, you guys. I would not be here if I was going to be there like task mistressing and, shaking a ruler at you and doing this and make it awful and you got to do this and you got to knuckle down and buckle down. F that, my friends. The only reason I show up is because I have found a way to make it easy, to make it fun. I mean, not like, ooh, yippee skippy, I'm folding my laundry, but not as painful and arduous as it has been in the past. The more tolerable, the more whatever, the easier you can make it, the sooner it gets done, and the sooner you sign off your computer, and then you go and just go have fun. You live, Ooh, and they get bugs around you. Oh my God, I love it. So many fun things going to happen this afternoon. Lady J is saying I'm cleaning out a junk drawer while I'm watching, and you should visit my YouTube. Yeah, this one will be, Lady J and everybody, this one will be downloaded. Actually, I do have some time before our plan starts, so I will most likely download it and upload it like before 2 p.m. today. Okay, how about this? GGX2000, I've recognized your name. Have clothes with tags that don't fit in closet or drawers, but keep buying. Notice. Just notice. Notice your actions. Notice what you do. You keep buying clothing. Why? Just get curious. Do not judge. Judgment is a shutter downer. Curiosity is the opposite. Curiosity is the open upper. Get curious with yourself. Why do I keep on buying clothing? Why do I have clothes that have tags on them and I still don't have room? Notice that, and that's what it's a good really starting point. Okay? Here's a funny thing. I just found something in my own drawers. See, I am human too. I have a pair of shorts in my drawer that still has the tags on them from Target. You know why I bought them? Because A, they were on sale, but B, because they were a pattern that I thought was cute. C, I never wear shorts, so I thought, oh, maybe I'll wear these. You know what? It's almost summer. Summer's almost done, and I learned about myself. I gave myself the opportunity to be a person who wore like shorts of that cut. I have not worn them. I might wear them today. Maybe I'll wear them today. I don't know. But if I don't, that's okay. Maybe I'll return them because they have the tag on them. You know, GGX 2000. Maybe you can return your stuff and save yourself some money. There we go. Ooh, all sorts of things. Let me try this. Thank you so much for helping people while I'm riffing on one things. Okay, Kaylee Elizabeth. My mental illness is preventing me from decluttering and cleaning. Any advice? Yes, with love, with kindness to my fellow human being. Get help with your mental illness. People with mental illness can also be decluttered and clean. You just have to find a system to work with your brain so that you get that result. Do not give up on yourself just because. Do not become a victim of your circumstances. There is a way you can make your life better no matter, I mean, this is going to be, I know somebody's going to take me to task, but no matter what your situation is, there are mentally ill people out there with organized and decluttered homes. What I want to suggest to you and to everybody, all of our brains are different. I think that's wonderful. Create a system that works for you to get the results you want working with your brain. There we go. I love it. Jessica Hirsch is saying, I started looking at laundry like a cycle because it is a cycle. I look forward to the folding part because I watch a show. See how you can make it better. Okay? Notice how when you make it fun, and there are certain things when I get more into when I'm declutter coaching with people, is there are cycles. There are things that happen over and over again. So just notice that your laundry is a cycle. You will be doing it. Can you imagine if you hate your laundry? It is something you're going to be doing for the rest of your life. You're going to have hate in your life, in your body, every time you do laundry. Who the F wants that? Get a way to make friends with the laundry. Look forward to it. It's not so bad. I usually get my husband, it's like, okay, we're gonna fold this stuff, and then we fold and we chat, and it's done pretty easy peasy. Oh, funny. This is really interesting because Catherine was saying to somebody, or I cannot work with my husband. We would be at odds or even worse. Just notice that about your relationship. Maybe you want to work on that. I mean, as far as the decluttering, you know, you both want to have clean clothes. You both. I would like to think that if you're living with somebody, you all could agree that a decluttered, well-organized, well-functioning home would benefit everybody. Notice that. Okay. There we go. See? Yeah, what is it? Firehouse Mama. I will set my timer for 15 minutes, then watch my favorite program on TV for 15 minutes. It's my reward. Yeah, create that dopamine effect. Give yourself a high five for doing it. There we go. Kim is saying, your tips have helped so much. Thank you. All right, I get 12 more months. I make perfect sense. I try to make it. Kimberly H., everybody, get curious. Again, I will offer this to you. Curiosity, openness, not judgment. Not judgment. He doesn't even care. They don't even care. I'm the only one who cares. Is that really true? Could be. I don't know. But it bears asking. Maybe they have, everybody, we all have thoughts about stuff and clutter that make us feel a certain way. And when we feel a certain way, we do a certain thing. Notice that about your spouse, about whoever you live with. Everybody's got their own thoughts about it, about what should be happening and what to do about it. Get curious about it. Say, do they really don't care? Maybe they do want the place to be. Maybe they were never taught. Maybe they have resentment. Maybe they want somebody else to pick them up. Just notice that. When you have information, you can work with that. When it's mystery, I don't know why he doesn't care. I don't know why she doesn't clean up after herself. Find out why. Get closer to that, and then you can actually work on it. Okay? There's something I was going to say about that too. Oh, the one thing I will say though too is like if you're saying to yourself, like if you've been here for like the last 50 minutes or so and saying, wow, that would be kind of cool to have me as your one-on-one coach, and you want to sign up for a consultation on my website and all that, it's a 10-week, once a week on Zoom type of thing. But here's the thing I want to say to you. This is one of the things that I coach about that I'm really serious about, is it shouldn't just be the one person in the room, in the home. If you live with other people, the other people really are part and parcel of that. I do not want to train one person to be the person feeling responsible for somebody else's stuff. Everybody else should get involved. When they do, it can be a wonderful thing. I am seeing that blossoming in a client that I'm working with right now. Her husband is doing stuff, her daughter's doing stuff, they're doing stuff together, and everybody is benefiting from how the home looks and feels and functions better than it did. Okay, so yeah, I want to say that, like Ms. Krenta says, does he think the responsibility is all yours, or could you work together? I am of the generation that it isn't that, the husband sits around and does nothing and the wife does everything. If that's how you live your life, feel free, but that's not how I coach. I really think it's important to disrupt that narrative because it's not beneficial for your husband either. Notice there is a generation of older gentlemen who don't know how to take care of themselves because they have never learned, because somebody has always been taking care of them. That is not good for them, and it's not good for the people out there either. Okay? You know us. How do I find someone to work with? Is I live alone. I bet you might have a friend. You could do body doubling. You could call them up. I have a friend who actually was saying that about morning walks during COVID. She would call up a friend that listen to me, I got an old-fashioned phone right here, and that she would call up a friend and say, hey, I'm going for a walk. She said, okay, me too. All right, I'm starting now. I'm going to call you in a half an hour when I'm done. You can find that. Okay, there we go. Okay, and Caitlin Rose saying, very much only mine. We're farmers, so he's outside working a lot. Doesn't think he should. Just get curious about that. The division of labor, this is how I approach it, needs to feel balanced in however that balance is. It can be 50-50, 60-40, whatever it is, but it has to feel right to the parties involved. Because if one person is saying, I am carrying too much of the load, and the other person's like, I'm not going to do it, I will, with love for my client, ask that be, you know what I mean? Just examine that motivation, okay? Amanda Lynn, body doubling is pretty much just like having somebody to hang out with you while you do it so you don't feel alone. A lot of people, I will say, if you live alone, you could look at one of my Destination Decluttered TikTok Live videos that gets downloaded from here and uploaded to the Destination Decluttered YouTube channel. A lot of people with ADHD and not even, but just want to have something to listen to, like a podcast, Johnny. A podcast, something to listen to while you're decluttering that gives you encouragement, motivation, says, oh, this isn't that bad, I can do it. Right? There we go. Oh, there we go. It's Cricket says we body double with work buddies often. That sounds cool. There we go. PM11208 says I talked with my sister-in-law while I do stuff. Find something that works for you. And Ms. Krenta says I watch Beth's lives on YouTube. It's like body doubling. There we go. Thank you so much, you guys. All right, we got 7 minutes here. I will say that I don't have my sunglasses on, but what else can I help you with? Okay, let me think. Today is Sunday. It's like the beginning of the week. It's kind of a weird weekend here in the U.S. because we have Labor Day weekend. Labor, that's what I was thinking of. I'm going to talk for the next few minutes about labor. Yep, I love it. Hazel Eyes is saying lists, writing down, marking it off, dopamine rush. I am such a list maker, it's not even funny. Okay, thank you for helping everybody. What I want you to think about this Labor Day weekend is labor. Okay, labor. How are you working? Is the labor you are doing getting you the results you want? Now you can look at that very broad spectrum on your life, but let's just focus in on clutter, because you have time that you are spending decluttering possibly. Is it getting you the results you want? I would like you to think about how you can work smarter, not harder. Or as my Boston accent says, smarter, not harder, right? I want you to spend the minimum amount of time doing the house stuff so you have the maximum amount of time to go out and live. And that means getting curious. It gets curious about what is working for you, what isn't working for you. Discover what is not working for you, and then let's work to change it. And let's work to change it in a way that the clutter doesn't pile up again. You're not going from like dramatic, I'm throwing everything away, and then it piles up again. Notice how you have habits. You have habits of what you think and do with your clutter. Changing those habits will also change the frequency with which you need to declutter. That way you have more time to, like my husband and I, our lives are right now, I'm like, oh, we got a few things to do, but not much. We're going to go out and play. We went kayaking yesterday. Oh my gosh. Here's the thing I want to offer about that too, is when we were kayaking yesterday, I was thinking about, in your life is like kayaking. I'm always thinking of analogies. There are times when you're rowing. There are times when you need to paddle to move forward. But then there are times that you need to set aside to just float. You shouldn't be paddling all the time. You shouldn't be decluttering all the time. You, as a human being on this planet, before you die, should give yourself some time to float. And if you're not floating as much as you want, look at the work you're doing. Look at how you're paddling and get curious about it and how you can change that so you have the result you want with your home looking and feeling and functioning like you want it to. At the same time, you can work smarter to then have time to float, to examine, to play, to discover who you are and the things that light you up where you are in life right now. Okay? That's why I am a decluttering life coach. I would be bored, as my mother would say, bored out of my gourd if all I did was show you how to fold clothes and make your place look good in case Martha Stewart happened to stop by or Pinterest came and said, quick, let me see how your sock drawer is organized. Life is too short for that. Nobody cares. Like, nobody is going to come and look at that stuff. What I want you to do is spend less time on that. I want your home to look, feel, and function like you want it to. And then, so you have time to go out and discover you. Okay? There we go. And thank you so much for helping everybody right there, okay? This is really about making time in your schedule for decluttering. Yes, because if you are cluttered, you will need to spend some time. If you want to get decluttered, it's like losing weight. You will need to spend some time to knock down what I call the backlog of stuff. But when you do that and you learn how to change your habits of buying, of hanging on to things, of letting go of things, of thinking different thoughts and then doing different things, when you learn that and you practice it over and over again, it just becomes a way of doing things. I used to go out on my weekends and on my free time, I would go out and go to thrift stores and garage sales and yard sales and all this kind of stuff. I used to go out and actively acquire things. That's how I used to spend my time, and my home reflected it. Then I realized it used to be fun, but now it wasn't, and I got too much stuff. Now I have rearranged that, and I don't spend my time doing that, and that's okay, because now I have time to do things that doesn't add to the clutter of my life. And it feels good. I used to like doing that, and that's okay. Here I am now in my life. This is what I would love for you to think of as I sign off in the next 2 minutes. Here you are on we are on a journey, people. We are on a road trip. If I was drinking tea from my mug, I would have a little mug that probably said, just drive your life in the direction of your dreams. What do I mean by that? Is you think of yourself as the driver. You're in the driver's seat of your car called your life. You on a road trip called your life. Back there was the past. Right now, you are at a certain place on this journey, and then ahead of you, you have death, because we all do. I'm not going to pretend it's not there, but you also have the life you want to live. How far away does that feel? Are you close to it? Let's get there so you can just hang out and live there until the inevitable. If you're not there, get started. How do you get started? You discover what you want to drive towards. You get excited about that and you take little incremental steps. Okay? This is this. And I love it that people are trying to help other people here. This is what we're all here for. We are all on this journey together. I happen to be just slightly ahead of you guys. Maybe there's people ahead of me. But what I'm saying is, hey, I have learned stuff. I have learned stuff going through what you're going through. Let me help you with what I've learned. This is where I feel like I'm an auntie, right? I don't have kids, but I am an auntie, and I want to just save you time in your life. If I can save you years of what I dragged my feet and struggled with, if I can save you time, that means you have more time to live the life you want. And never stop learning about this stuff. As Catherine says, it's so true. The more you realize that time is the thing that you don't have, the more you say, where am I spending my time? Where's that not working for me? And I would love for you to just think of, where do I want to spend my time? And if you want to spend your whole life putzing around your house and cleaning up and tidying, rock on. But if there's other things you want to do, thank you for the crown. Here, it's on my head. If there's other things your life is calling you to do, or you don't even know what it is, but you're afraid to even find out, if you're bummed out, you're like, I don't even know what makes me happy anymore. You deserve to figure it out. Give yourself some time today. This is like a holiday weekend for some of us. There's a little bit more. There's something different in the energy on a holiday weekend. Things feel different. Go hang out in your car for 15 minutes. Go drive it somewhere quiet, hang out, and then just ask yourself, what do I want to do? And then grab yourself a notebook and write this stuff down. And then let's drive towards it, okay? There we go. Yeah, you guys, everybody's awesome on these things, okay? So thank you, everybody. Everybody who's tuned in. If you're just meeting me and maybe you just tuned in, I am signing off right now because I want to go live my life. My name is Beth. Destination Decluttered. I'll just give you the quick recap. This is like the credits that are rolling at the end, just in case you don't know. I'm a decluttering life coach. I do TikTok lives. There is a schedule pinned to the top of my TikTok page that you can find out the next one I'm doing, because I don't even know. I think it's Thursday because I'm doing some stuff. I'm living my life. I'm going to go live, right? You should too. And I just said right. That's okay. Notice what that is, the schedule. Also, if you like my TikTok page, which would be awesome, you will be notified of when I go live again. And sometimes I do pop up unannounced. I do always show up when I promise I will, because this is important to me, but I also occasionally might pop up. So if you follow my page, you will just know that. So that's the TikTok page. These things get downloaded to and then uploaded to the Destination Decluttered YouTube channel, so you can watch these at your leisure while you're decluttering, while you're driving in your car, like a podcast. The other thing too is really important, at least for me, is the Destination Decluttered mailing list. The more I do this, the more that is where the people who are just on that mailing list get first dibs on the good stuff first. This is when you say to yourself, yes, I'm taking that next step. I am interested in what you're offering, and I reward you, okay? I reward you by, like, when you sign up, destinationdecluttered.com/join, sign up for the mailing list. You will immediately get a welcome email that has a habit tracker attached to it. It's a free PDF you can print out, you can use to track your habits, to get yourself doing the things you want to do with enough repetition that it changes the way you do it in your brain, so it just becomes more habit-like. The other thing too on the mailing list is every month we do a group Zoom call. It's kind of like this, only better, because we get to talk with one another versus just type. The other thing too is that you are the one who gets first dibs on any of my coaching stuff. I do one-on-one paid coaching with clients. I have some slots available now. If you want to do that, you can actually look at the Destination Decluttered mailing list, or website for consultations, because you need to do a consultation to make sure we're a good fit on many levels. And when we do that, it's a 10 weeks, 1 hour a week on Zoom, so it doesn't matter where you live. We find a time and a day of Monday through Friday that works for you. I'm on the East Coast, so that informs the times. So we do that. And then also, I'm telling you guys, I'm really thinking at the beginning of this coming year, I'm going to possibly do a group coaching thing, where once a week we all get together on Zoom for a week, for 10 weeks. I'm just going to play with that. If you're interested in any of those things, the first people who are going to get dibs on that are the people on the Destination Decluttered email mailing list. So destinationdecluttered.com/join is the mailing list. I'm going to sign off now. Oh, that's great. User 1963 says, I was watching Outlander but turned it off when I got notice of your live. There we go. Okay, Catherine is saying, ooh, group coaching. Yeah, and you know what? I trust me, there's some good stuff there. Like, I've learned to trust my gut on some things, and I'm like, as I like to say, there's some there. There's like, oh yeah, that could be cool. That could be cool. I am really excited about that. And so I would love for you to participate. I haven't even figured it out yet, but there's some good stuff there. So hop on my mailing list. I do not spam. I only send you good stuff. And, okay. Heather, the cool thing is this coaching makes me want to cry. Crying is a good way to just release the stuff that doesn't serve you. It's like throwing up, it's like pooping, it's like all those your body wants to release the things. Allow yourself to release the things that no longer serve you, okay? Awesome to see you guys. Thank you so much for showing up. I am going to go and get ready for my fun afternoon. I hope you do too. And please, 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 as James Brown might say, take some time today to figure out what you want your life, your home to look and feel and function like. Write it down, and let's work together to get you, as I like to say, driving in the direction of your dreams. All right? You have an awesome day. I'll see you later.